Welcome, reader. It's Friday. You've powered off your computer, cleared your desk, and are about to grab your bag before heading home for the weekend. Only 2 of your team are still in the office, as they negotiated a later start and finish time, so they will be at work a while longer. The week has been the usual mix of new requests, project meetings, important deadlines, and lack of appreciation. As you stand at your desk with your bag over your shoulder, your phone rings. It's your boss. Your stomach does a somersault. Before logging off, you sent them a report, one you were hoping they wouldn't open until Monday. Noting the time, you don't answer. You should be halfway home by now, and the content wasn't important. It can wait. You put the phone in your pocket and head to the door. Only one team member is at their desk. The other appears AWOL. You walk over and glance over their shoulder to see they're watching reels. You don't need this right now. You're already mentally at home planning tea, scheduling pickups and drop-offs. You open your mouth to say, ... It's Monday! You're up already dressed and getting ready for work. Your 2 teenagers are yet to be seen, but you hold on to the hope they are at least awake. The weekend has been the usual mix of school sports, taxi driving services, and the absence of thanks and recognition. As you stand at the breakfast bar with your morning coffee, your stomach does a somersault. Today you're going to have to talk to your boss about that report and follow up with the absent staff member. It made sense to put the conversations off, but now you're no longer sure. Though your mind is elsewhere, you notice the time, put down your drink and go check on your kids' progress. They're still in bed. One sound asleep, the other lit up with a glow off their phone. You don't need this today. You are already mentally at work, trying to come up with the words to say, running scenarios through your head. You open your mouth to say, ... What you choose to do or say could cause a situation to blow up or blow over. What would you do? You're a leader, and I guess a pretty good one, because the poor ones don't feel a need to improve. Let's see if your story is anything like mine. I was in my 40s when my girls became teenagers. I had been pretty comfortable as a leader until then, but was finding things were changing. At work, I was no longer the keen and eager young one with all the ideas and confidence. I was the middle-aged one who felt in danger of getting left behind. At home, my girls no longer needed me to help and support them in the same way. They just wanted a taxi driver and portable ATM. Control was starting to slip away. I faced redundancy, my in-laws became unwell, and we had to contend with a global pandemic. Hopefully you're not facing a pandemic, but you never know what's round the corner. For the situations I shared earlier, and my own, I feel the solution is the same. Self-care. Self-care is a way to reclaim control. By focusing on actions which impact on your physical and psychological well-being, you can provide yourself with better care and ultimately gain the capacity to care more for others. You will have heard that you can't pour from an empty cup, but I bet there are times when you try. Let me help you to keep it full. At some point, you've probably tried following a sleep, running or diet plan to refill the vessel. The impact of these physical activities on well-being is well known, and good on you for giving them a go. I expect that this has had its challenges. With youngsters at home, finding time for fitness, to cook healthy meals or sleep is hard. At work, taking breaks, fitting in movement and having time to think can be equally difficult. These are the solutions we tend to turn to first. They are technical solutions, one which appear easy to implement and control. The reason they don't always work is because life gets in the way. Conflict management, taking control and reflective practice can help you to navigate the complexity which is your life. Have you tried them? A psychological focus requires adaptive solutions. These can be harder to implement because they require us to consider things in a way we normally don't. Well-being comes from using a mix of self-care strategies. When you are feeling down, then getting outside, being active, having a laugh, etc. will produce those all-important endorphins and serotonin. However, as your colleagues get younger and your children get older, you're probably finding that keeping connected to the team and your teen is becoming more stressful. Trying to anticipate others' needs, in addition to coping with generational differences, can lead to feelings of failure and loss of control. This is a perfect time to work on those adaptive solutions and regain control of the only thing that you can. You. This is not another book about the usual self-care strategies. You already know that these can be a challenge to fit into your lifestyle. You want to know what you will gain by putting yourself first. Learn to make decisions which sit well and reduce stress. This book will support you to filter your decisions using a self-care lens. A literature review by Chu in 2023 indicates that those who engage in self-care are seen as more competent leaders. The same research identified that researchers know relatively little about what specific self-care actions positive and supported leaders can take to prevent themselves becoming drained. But I have some ideas. What you are learning as a leader at work will help you at home, and what you learn as a leader at home will help you at work. This book introduces new self-care strategies which complement the ones you already know, allowing you to fill up your reservoir of energy, enthusiasm and purpose. These will enable you to be the positive and supportive leader you want to be. It focuses on 3 specific strategies. Number 1. Choose your role in the situation rather than be assigned it. Consider your role. How can you best show respect and empathy to the person you are working with? You don't need to take on their problems as well as your own. 2. Feel in control even when you can't control everything. Work out what you can and can't control, and then put in place steps to provide you with the confidence of a positive outcome, even if you're not there in person. Number 3. Take and make note of what you notice. Reflect on the situation using a different lens, work out your biases and try new ways to tackle those situations which are causing you a challenge. Ultimately, rather than getting into conflict, this book will help you choose whether you need to say anything, do anything, or adopt an alias and leave the country.